Well, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rob, your host. Welcome to Market Mornings with Robert Roy. I hope you're having a great day. Let's go ahead and make sure y'all can hear me. If you please go ahead and comment, send a comment through in the chat box. Let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. There's absolutely nothing worse than talking to myself, especially with all the great information I have got lined up for you folks today. All right, let's go ahead and bring that in. I thought I had that loaded up there already. Keep in mind, everything we go through this morning is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice and or recommendations. Appreciate that. Thank you, Brad. All right. So, guys, lots of stuff happening. Just crazy days, huh? We look at what went on yesterday, right? If we look at the S&P 500, all right, we'll bring that in a little bit so y'all can see it at home. We had a little bounce here last week. Friday we failed. Monday we recovered. Tuesday we crashed. And today, where are we? Well, we're back in the other direction all over again. So let's go ahead and take a look at our futures for the morning. Perfect. So starting off, we want to look at the ES as always. All right, let me grab my pen. 5 p.m. close, 6 p.m. open, right? And we just jolted right from there. I looked at this a little bit last evening in our mastermind group. We talked about this pattern being down early on. And then from there, at sometime after 10 o'clock, which is about where we ended last night, we just took off, right? We had a great run out of the European Open right there. And then we're back into this, the sort of flag pennant type pattern right now. We're in this sideways-ish move, but we're back up 56 points. Yesterday we're down 88, so it's give, take, give, take, give, take. Now, overall, we still seem to be pushing in a downward direction the last week or so. We've got to see if any of that changes. So what's different today is Omni Cuckoo not as important any longer, or is this just an overreaction, right? So here we go on the Dow. We're up 300 points today. Great move on YM, right? NQ. We are up 217 points. I know Apple was rocking this morning, right? Or yesterday, rather. RUT, my RUT positions expired worthless yesterday. Cool. I like it. Right now, the RUT is up 47 points. Man, what a move. And I definitely need the RUT to get some legs now because my December options, which expire in a couple of weeks, my December RUT contracts are, just looking at my strikes, around that 2,500 range. Oh, actually, we're not bad. I've got 2,000s on the downside. So we're actually right in the middle. Actually not bad where we are. Just stay right where we are, RUT. I don't need you to go any further. That'd be good. The RUT has been an amazing trade this whole year. Bitcoin, 58,000 right now. Just a lot of chop. Nothing really happening. Lots of ups and downs, but nothing crazy. I added to my position the other day. Gold right now. We had taken a big drop yesterday. We had recovery coming right out of the gate last night. We had recovery. Once again, get into the European market. We had a nice little push. And right now we're up about 15 points on gold. Crude is at 68 a barrel. So again, I think 68, 65, 70, somewhere in that range is a really good price for crude oil for the economy, right? And then you got nat gas right now is down a little bit, right? So it's down about 3.25% right now on nat gas. So futures overall doing okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at our candidates for today. All right, guys, gals, how did you wind up doing yesterday? What were your trades? Drop them in the chat box, guys. I want to talk about what you did. I want to talk about if you took any of the trades we talked about here yesterday. You know, one of them that we talked about yesterday was who? Right? We talked about Square. We talked about Twitter. And I talked about what we're looking for. And if you remember on Square, let's try that again. There we go. We're on it. Okay. If we remember on Square, where were we? Right? If we get rid of yesterday, take it off our screen, this is where we closed. The moving average was in a nice location compared to this purple line, which is our 618 fib line. It was in a good spot for what we're looking for. So the news that came out yesterday on Dorsey was that he, the day before, whatever, but yesterday they talked about, was he really leaving Twitter on his own volition, or was he kind of being pushed out? And this is the new CEO, at least the way they reported it on CNBC yesterday. And I said, listen, we were down, and in pre-market yesterday on Square, we were down, and we got a pop up at this point, and that took us up to on Square. It took us right about 215-ish, right? Well, we have a fib line at 216.11. So I talked about, if the news stayed bad, in other words, if Square wasn't performing well, the market wasn't performing well, and Square's going down, whatever the reason, if we get a pullback, look at entering a bearish trade. You can do it with puts, you can do it with a credit spread. If it bounced and you did get strength because the S&P was showing some potential strength in there, if it bounced and gave us some strength, pulled up, retested the purple line and bounced, there's a possible bullish entry because we've got a clear and concise, clear path up to this resistance level. Concise entry would have been the bounce from that. So clear and concise is the rule of what we look for. We got the fail yesterday. It was a great move down yesterday. Wonderful trade. Nice income producer. You're talking 216 to 207. You're not getting it all. It's a hamburger. Get the meat out of the middle. Get the meat out of the middle. Right, Alan, exactly. Square had that great confluence. And even now, right, there's a confluence at the 618. But are we going to pull back to that level and fail again? Are we going to break out and retest? Let's see. Kevin said, NVIDIA, I shorted it down to the 323 band that went long. I'm up 20% for the day. Thank you, Rob. You are welcome, my friend. I am stoked. Love hearing it, guys. Listen, it's a lot of work for me to get up early and get all this done. It's hard making this look as pretty as it possibly can be, right? Especially this early in the morning. So I appreciate when you guys give me some feedback on how this is helping you, if you're taking advantage of it. You really need to dig in on the trades. And I was on another YouTube show yesterday in the afternoon with another company, asked me to come in. And we were talking about the trade setups and what it is that we do. And I don't believe in just saying, you should just buy this. You need to have a compelling reason. What's the compelling reason to take the trade? You need to step back. I've got 3 positions in the chair, right? Position number 1 is back here. You're just kind of chilling. Right now, on Square, I'm just chilling. I got no compelling reason to take a trade. If we pull up on Square, if I can find where my mouse is hiding. If we pull up on Square, and let's say come on, baby. Here we go. Let's say we get up in this range right here today. Pre-market, we're there. The market opens, and we're right about that level. I go to position number 2. Wait a second. I like where this is now. We bounce off of that off of that 618 line, that purple line. I'm in position number 3, which is lean forward and getting ready to place the trade. Right? And it's just a matter of, it's a psychological thing for me. Where am I? And this right here, being, my mom's side, we're Italian, French Canadian on my dad's, Roi, so the king, right, of the markets maybe, but certainly not of anything else. I'm sitting back here. Psychologically, as Italian, I can't talk without my hands, right? I can't trade without my hands yet. You will be able to soon, but so I can't reach the keyboard, so I can't place that trade, which is extremely important to me. I don't want to be able to do that. Again, it's a psychological thing of how you set yourself up for what's going on. All right, so with that, let's jump in and look at our candidates for the morning. So we've got CRM is our first one. Great move on CRM. They had earnings come out. We're down about 12.5 points right now. I will be looking at going long with a put option if we continue to fail, or a bear call spread. Right? That's number one. Box, BOX. So Box right now, we're up about 2.25. They were in the news the other day as well. They were on our list. It's earnings. It's earnings that drove them, right? So they had a nice little bounce. I love selling puts on companies like this if I can get the premium for it, right? So I don't need to see all those strikes. Let's just go to 20. So now we're looking. Now here's the bad thing. Box has only monthly options on it, right? So if we look, actually, let's do it this way first. S box, right? Box is the symbol. All right, so lower price stock. I'm going to draw the fib right here. Oops. So we set that, and then let's drag it out. Let's get it to a good zoom. Pull it all the way out, and we'll pull it back in. Maybe go to 6. Okay. So we've been in a bit of this channel pattern. So 2440 is really the key level. 2420 is really the key level. We got to get above that level, right? We've got a higher low at this point with the gap up. Our tops are holding. So this could be potentially an ascending triangle, looking for that breakout. You do have some moving averages to contend with inside of there, but 2420 is what we're looking at, right? So I would be looking for a delta of about 20. So my 22s, as of yesterday, it's going to change today. My 22s had a delta of 20. We had 83 cents. Right now, the strike is going to change, and whether or not how much we get, being that they had earnings scheduled and not. But on the $22 put, if you pay me 50 cents on that $22 put, I would be very excited for 50 cents, because 22 is basically down below 2 lines. It's down below all this support that I've had in there. So what are the chances of me getting filled on that trade? Well, as of yesterday, getting filled on the 22, my chances were 22%, right? That's what my delta was. So we're probably looking at the 24s is where we're going to be on this position, because we've moved about $2, so 24.25, somewhere in that range. So we'll still be right here at that, 24 is right below that level. So I like it. As long as I can get about 50 cents for it, I'm all over it. All right, so there's Box, AMBA, AMBA. Man, they are rocking this morning. They are up 29 points, right? What a great move on AMBA. If we look, right, here's a nice move, a pullback, this nice move, this pullback. Let's see. This would be our bigger fib right here. 69, so 70 to 90 is 22. We need to split that level. So let's go ahead and put in a negative 136 on the fib lines. And guys, if you're looking at me and your head starts spinning as I'm talking about, well, we need to add this fib in there, and we got to split this level, and this is where we draw the fibs. Keep in mind, to me, fibs are the bomb. There's not a better way of trading them. If you're not familiar with them, there's a lot of stuff out there on how fibs are used. I remember the very first book I bought on Fibonacci, I paid $60 for. It was about $19.98, $99, somewhere around there. And I got the book, and there was no Amazon at that point. You just bought it from the guy who wrote it. And the first couple of pages in the book, the guy said, well, I'm not really going to teach you how I trade fibs. That's a proprietary system. I'm going to talk to you about the pyramids. And it was just a waste of $60. Made great firewood kindling. Other than that, it was garbage. If you want something that, has history and proven to work, and it's not done by some 12-year-old or some guy who's a teacher and says, well, I know what fibs are, so I can teach them to you, go over to tradinglikeaboss.com, which is our website. And you'll see right in the middle there, go ahead and get your Fibonacci Today's Power Indicator. It's a series of 3 videos. It's about an hour long, and I'll show you all the way through how you go about and trade those, right? So, and set all this up. So all of this to say we're at 179, and right now on Umbrella, we are sitting at about 210. So let's go back and look. So we're sitting at 210. So there's our 200 level. Let's scrunch this down. We're at 218. So let's see, 200 to 18. We don't need a fib in there. So we're sitting right in the middle right now. We got 18, 19. Yeah, we don't really need a fib in there. So we're sitting right in the middle right now. We don't really have a great place for a bounce off here. I could look for an intraday pivot point, but with a $30 move, probably not. So I'm going to be looking at a credit spread, ideally somewhere down below that $200 level, a bull put spread on AMBA. All right, it's for Umbrella. Bird, BIRD. All right, so all birds, flipping the bird, baby. So we're down today. It's only about 84 cents right now. It was a little bit more just a little while ago. But for bird, it was earnings, right? So bear call spread potentially on it. Let me just bring up an option chain on bird. So we've got monthly options only. Not a fan of the monthly part. Would much rather deal with a weekly option. So just moving some stuff around here so I can keep my eye on the options components as we go through these. Goldman Sachs, GS, they're in the news this morning with Amazon. Goldman Sachs came out with some kind of cloud service for Wall Street, and Amazon is part of it. Maybe their S3 service that they have. So Goldman Sachs is up $4. Not a bad move on Goldman Sachs. Let's go look at, we're sitting at about 385 on GS. So let's go take a look. So 385, we got right above that 384 fib level. We're still in a bearish bias. You got to be careful. I'd look to day trade this one up to the 392, and that would be the extent of it because overall the pattern is still down. I don't know if this news is enough to take Goldman out of the doldrums that they're in right now. So as far as price goes, they did hit a major level. Notice that 618 is the major level, right? That 375.59 level. 1, 2, 3 times. We'll count yesterday's a hit. So look at a potential call option today on the bounce off of that 384 level. So if we're sitting at 384.99 right now, right? If we look at that 384, and we're only got a $4 move, so it's not that big a deal. It's only 1%. So the options aren't going to change that much is what I'm getting at. So if we're looking at call options, we want to find something for this week because we're only going to trade it today. We've got a 66 delta, 375 by 410. So you got the 82 half. It's going to change a little bit. Our delta is probably going to move up to a 78, 85, some of that range right in there, right? But you've got plenty of open interest, right? Volume, of course, is 0. We reset for the day, so there's nothing there. Right, so that's one I'll be looking at today as market opens. Right, I do like Goldman Sachs. Amazon, I listen. I don't need a reason to want to trade Amazon. Just give me any type of news, and I'm in. Right, Amazon is up $45. Some of it is going to be on this information, the news that's out. Some of it is just going to be Amazon is recovered, just like everybody else from yesterday. So if we're at, I need to write that one down because I will not remember this. 35.52. On Amazon, or actually, let's just put that on the other screen there so I keep my eye on it. If we go to Amazon, oh, no, we don't want that. There we go. So we said 35.50 right now is where it is. So we're pressed right up against that 35.54. Okay. So guys, we made a great move so far on Amazon. Be careful, right? Do I want to trade the downside? I don't because my 21 moving average is too close. Unless you're going to be super diligent, order loaded, and you're sitting there like this with your finger over the enter key waiting for it to get near that moving average, don't trade it. I won't. I can't focus that much on something any longer in life. It's just my head hurts if I have to work that hard. So get me up above that 35.54. Give me a retest and a bounce, and we'll go long call options. And we've got a lot of room, right? Long way to go and a short time to get there. But the opportunity to move, Amazon moves almost $100 a day. So I like it a lot. Joan, you said ZS had earnings yesterday. All right. So Zscaler Inc. is this one. So I don't know where the earnings came in, if they were before market, after market, but let's see if we can't come up with an answer of what it's looking like today. So the earnings were good, right? That move came out after the market closed. We do have weekly options on it, which is great, right? Love seeing that component of it, that they're weeklies. Just fix that, make it a little smaller. It's way too big. All right, so let's go look at what we can do. $372 is where we're sitting right now on Zscaler. So what's happened? Where are we? Right, we're way up here again. Right, 372. Here we got 378. So we're sitting up here already right now. Right about there, give or take, horizontal line. That's 371.79. So we're right about the previous highs that we've made on Zscaler, on ZS. Tough to try to take this move without some kind of pullback. Do I need to split these levels in half and apply a fib at 345 and 377? That's 32, about 32 points. Yeah, so we need to split this level in here. So let's go ahead and add a negative 0.5. There we go, negative 0.5. All right, so now we've got a fib level at 361. So not as bad now, Joan. I really want to see a pullback to that 361 level, because right now we're at 372. This, we don't have pre-market on this service. So we're at 372, pull back to that 362-ish and bounce, and you've got 378 as a target there. So, yeah, I appreciate it, Robert. You as well. Keep crushing it, baby. All day long. I'm with you. All right, let's get and finish up a couple more here. So Lennar, LEN, they were upgraded this morning by Goldman Sachs. I like Goldman upgrades. They're the old E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. $109 stocks. I won't be selling puts on it, but I will be looking at buying a call, potentially, or a bull put spread. It really just comes down to what the numbers look like, right? And then the last one is DoorDash, right? They got an upgrade. I don't know who the company was. There's some off-brand company that did the upgrade, so I don't care as much about them. The upgrade is not as strong to me, but it's driven them up $6 between the market move and that upgrade. We don't know which one did it, although the broker will claim they did it. So $185 stock. I do like DoorDash as a company, weekly options on it. Right? They have gotten plummeted in the last couple of weeks. Our trade never triggered on here for our zero line breakout. I'm going to go ahead and remove those 3 lines in there. We had this great run up and this pullback, just vicious pullback. We're talking about $257 to $180. So 260 to 180, 80-point move in about 2 weeks to the downside, right? So they have just gotten hammered, and earnings were good. Earnings drove them up. It was all after that. That caused this trigger to the downside. The fib itself is worn out. It's old. It can't be used any longer because, when I say it's old, because we violated our negative 882, which is 882 which is down here, and it's time to redraw, but we don't have a place to draw from yet. If we're at 185 right now, we're right about here. If we close up there today, that would give us a place to redraw from. So in the meantime, what are we going to do? Since we don't have fib lines, we're going to go and work off the old fib levels on the other side. Right now, we're not worried as much right now because we're up 6.25 on this right now. But again, that 6.25 puts us right up here. So I can't, unless I can break the 186.27, break above, retest, and bounce, then and only then would we consider a potential entry on this, because it's moved too far. If you want to look at a credit spread, you could for this week, if you can get a decent premium on a bull put spread for this week, then I would be all over it. So we're looking at 186. So high numbers for sure. We're at 185 right now. So if we looked at yesterday, we could have done the 170.72 half put, and that would have brought in about 70 cents. Listen, if I can get 50 cents on a $2.50 spread, I'm all over it. Right? I'm all over it. Try to get your short leg where it's got a delta as a max of 20, and then your long leg will have a slightly lower delta than that, right? So you'll be good. But that gives you a very high probability of being right in this trade. Once the market opens, we'll get a better understanding. Right? So Paula dropped in Apple. Guys, what do you want me to look at today? What candidates do you want me to pull up here? Right? Drop them in, folks. Come on now. I know what I'm looking at for the day. I'm giving you the info. Help me help you. Right? Give me some candidates that you want to look to trade. And number one, I'll analyze them for you. Number two, maybe I find something for me. Right? Kind of a give and take. Right? So let's go and look at Apple. Whew. Yesterday, all-time closing high, right? What a move, what a move, what a move. $5 to the upside yesterday, right? Great overall pattern, great overall push. If we look at Apple right now, we're up about $2, right? So again, let's see. Does it put us to the high? Yeah, it puts us to the all-time high at this point, right? Pretty sure. So 167.5 is about where we are. The high here was 165.70. So, oh yeah, we've got new all-time highs today on Apple. Absolutely, right? So crushing it is the way. But right now, if we're sitting at 168, we have a fib line at 166.5, which is good. Right, what do we have above there? 66 to 76. We've got 11 points in there. We need to split that level in half. So first thing, let me drag this out to the right. Second thing, let me go grab my line to split and put a fib in there. All right, so 172 is our fib at 167 is our support. So I like it. We're at 167.5 right now. Come back and retest the 166.5 and bounce. And 172 is your first target. 177 is your second target. All right, fantastic. One last look at futures. Just at the ES, we've backed off just a little bit, but nothing to worry about. We're still up about 55 points on the markets right now, so I am stoked. All right, what do we got there? There we go. Danya's asking for NIO. Last call for alcohol, guys. Put the symbol in if you want me to take a look at it. All right, so I haven't traded NIO in a while, hence you could see the older fibs that are on here. Let's pull that out. And there are ways on Omega charts to extend them automatically. I like to extend them manually for myself. So right now we're at the hesitation point, which is the 236. If we look intraday at NIO, so we're up right now about $1.30. So we're at about 40.5, right? So let's see, 40.5. Beautiful. So here's what I want to see, Daniel, on NIO. Right here is the pattern. This is the money shot right here. If we're sitting at 40.5, we're right about here, right? So when the market opens, at some point, I need a wick. I need the position to stretch down. I don't need to get all the way down to 39.62, but I definitely want to see some pullback. What I'm trying to do is shake out the looky-loos. I don't want to jump in with all these aggressive, crude, newbie buyers that are buying for no real reason. And just shake that out a little bit, and we get a bounce, and there is my entry off of that bounce. Now, if we can get that bounce, we're looking at, let's see if we need to split these levels in half, 39 to 44. So $5. We probably should split this. So we go ahead and just cut this in half. So your first target would be 42. and your second target would be 44.5. Those are resistance levels. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, folks. I will see you mañana at our next show. Bye for now. Hey, make sure you go to the website and get registered for the free trainings that we've got going on. It will be awesome for you. All right. Take care. See you soon.